Hello and welcome back. This is video number 2 and we're going to dive right in and I'm going to talk about Prezi Next, which is the latest version of Prezi versus Prezi Classic. So as of now of making this video course, you can either make your Prezi Classic videos or Prezi Next. Now keep in mind that if you make any Prezi presentations in Prezi Classic, you cannot really import them into Prezi Next. And you'll get an idea of what the major differences are. That way you can decide on which one to go. Now, Prezi Next new features. So Prezi Next is, like I said, the latest version of Prezi. And the main differences, one of the main differences is that Prezi Next runs on HTML5. So as you will notice, a good amount of presentations, video players, they're all moving towards HTML5. That's essentially the future. While on the other hand, Classic Prezi runs on Adobe Flash. So as you know, certain browsers as of now, they have literally gotten rid of playing Adobe Flash, because many people consider it to be unsafe and prone to performance issues. So that's the big thing. And other than that, frames, for example, which will make more sense when I dive in, are hidden until you're ready to show them. You can use fade in or fade out animations, which allow you to manually hide content until you're actually ready to show them. So the nice thing about Prezi is a lot of items you cannot see until you zoom in. So kind of how you saw how I zoomed in. So you saw the 9 different video topics and then I was able to zoom in. So that's the nice thing about Prezi compared to PowerPoint, is with PowerPoint you can't really do that, but with Prezi you can. And you can do so much more, which I'll show you in just a minute. And also with Prezi Next, you can click and zoom on any frame during the presentation, and you're not stuck on just like following the slide's path sequence number. So with the previous Classic Prezi, you can only go in order. You have to go like in order of creating it. But with Prezi Next, which I'll show you in just a minute, for example, with the 9 videos, I could either go in order or I could just pick and choose the bubbles, right? So that's the main difference, is you're not stuck on having to follow step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to create a more engaging presentation. So that way, let's say, for example, you're doing a webinar or you're doing a presentation or sales presentation, you can pick and choose which circles that you want to go into. And you can skip some, you don't even have to go in order. So that's what makes it more interactive. Does that make sense? So it provides analytics also by showing how many people viewed your presentation, who they shared it with, and which parts interest them most. That's amazing, because you were not able to do that in the original Classic Prezi. Plus, as you will see in a minute, there is a cleaner, slicker look with subtopics and pages. As far as setting things up, the structure is just a lot more cleaner. Everything is structured properly, and it's just a lot easier as far as usability goes. I remember back in the day with Classic Prezi, setting things up was actually very complicated. Once you set things up, it looked really nice, but to get to that point, you literally would have to sit there for hours setting up a Prezi. So nowadays, setting up a Prezi with Prezi Next is just so much easier. With that said, let's move on to video number 3.